Did you know X23's healing factor was stated by Logan to be better than his when it comes to X23's healing factor that I'm about to go over in this video? Let's get it. X23, similar to Wolverine, she has claws that are so crazy that even if you move stuff slowly towards them, they're so sharp they will cut the object even from slow kinetic velocity. You know what I mean? That's crazy. Do me a favor and please watch the Wolverine video I already have made on the channel before watching this one. In conjunction with this one, it will help it out. Because this character I'm about to go over is very similar to Wolverine. When it comes to X23, the whole point was to make an almost identical clone of Wolverine. Think of her like basically Wolverine if Wolverine was a female. Just like the original Weapon X Wolverine himself, she was basically supposed to be a weapon. She went through strict training and conditioning at a very early age, and they did a whole bunch of BS to activate her X gene, aka choosing to use radiation poisoning to activate it faster, but it worked. But the big L came in is where she has her own version of Berserker Rage, even going as far as self-harming. At a certain age, she was basically sold out to the highest bidder to be basically, one would say, an assassin. She's one of those characters that was lost. She spent a few years wandering the world, doing stuff that's actually horrible with men and stuff. She eventually came across the X-Men, ended up joining different organizations like the X-Force, and even adopted the mantle of Wolverine, looking like a female Wolverine here, looking dope. 2 claws. X23 is kind of like Wolverine on how her physical strength doesn't really matter because her claws are basically durability negation to where her strength isn't really needed. She can still harm the heavy hitters. Similar to how Wolverine can do major damage to beings like Hulk or Gamma family members, even though he's nowhere near the level of a Hulk being when it comes to raw power in general. The claws is a cheat code basically, or equalizer. It's the same for her, but she still does have your standard super strength, super speed, agility, but her strength is so irrelevant. It's almost like, why even mention her strength, even though she still has it? And same with combat speed, reflexes, and senses. For example, even while Young can throw larger men like nothing, can jump pretty high in the air. Don't let her pick on no knife because she can throw them with lethal force. Rock slide, she can damage with her physicals without using her claws. She kicks burglars to the wall so hard that you see cracks like this. Can climb with Logan on her back, breaking through armored glass. Do me a favor and carry a man with one arm like it's nothing in a suitcase. And snap a piece of railing in the middle of a fight and use it as a weapon just with her physicals. And no freaking head for you, claws and physical strength put together. After she defeats you in the fight, she will physically throw you through a wall with this kind of force, ripping metal doors off hinges. Bad guys, y'all all get tossed. The big thing about X23 that lets you know that she's not normal at all is her freaking ridiculous fighting speed. Debatably has some of the best combat speed feats and just blatantly flashy showings in Marvel when it comes to this tier she's in. At young ages, you get to see her speed. Camera flash. Look at the time on the clock. You don't see X23 in the view. Look at the time here, and then look at the time here on how fast she was able to do all this during the flash. Is that speed? Even completely surrounded an entire team. Even at a very young age, y'all get blitzed pathetically bad. She could even move too fast to be seen by a group of mercenaries. Y'all get blitzed pathetically. Crazy blitz before they even knew what happened. If this ain't right intent of her speed, I don't know what is. Look how the speed of the bullet looks, sidestepping it, then cutting the gun. Fast enough to push a man out of the way of a bullet. It's implied she can stare down the bullet and see what kind of bullet it is while the bullet's mid-flight, apparently. Like, are you telling me she's looking at these while they're passing? Fighting speed-wise, we have seen her intercept an actual bullet. Dope armor, though. Like, you can literally see her deflect a bullet with her claws. Speed. Evading bullets like this is nothing. Fast enough to remove Captain America's shield, then fast enough to flip over his back. That's speed. Acrobatic stuff like jumping through the window of a car. Y'all get blitzed, even if y'all are shooting at her. Her claws are already overpowered before Iceman have a chance to make another one. And her claws are already overpowered to cut top tiers anyway. So speed-wise, she's even leaped between moving cars. Talking about superhuman agility and reflexes. Blitzes your hands off before you can react. Some of this stuff is claws mixed in with her strength, speed, and super durable claws. But y'all get blitzed. One of the helicopter blades is in flight and she slices it. Like, you know she can sprint fast. You can literally see the panels make her look like a blur. This is not on accident. She doesn't mind ambushing beings real fast. Even if you're freaking amped up by the Phoenix, she can slice you. Proving that even if you're way above her, she can still stab you with them darn claws. Beings that are superhuman also have difficulty evading her. She's way above your average, way above a human. Fighting speed to cut a crossbow bolt in half. She can react to vampire tier beings with her fighting speed. It's really hard to hit her. You can't be a Wolverine type character and not have ridiculous durability or resilience, one could say. Part of it could be her healing factor mixed with her metal, even taking attacks from Sentinel, being shot full of bullets, she's good. Beings that have the strength advantage over her, she can withstand attacks from, like Blob. It lets you know that she can definitely compete with beings way stronger than herself. And she can survive grenade explosions. And she's good. You know, Wolverine stuff like being stabbed through the chest. Oh, just another day. Energy output that burns other beings into ash. She gets hit with same kind of stuff and she's able to heal from the stuff because, yeah, she can withstand a lot of damage and can survive quite a bit in the vacuum of space for a second or two without needing aid, you know. If you cut off her arm, she can reattach it thanks to her durability and her regenerative healing factor. Right side of her body blasted off, she can regenerate. Bones actually restructure themselves and they like literally snap themselves into place as a side effect of healing. Stomach being blown up, she can survive such a thing. Her whole arm will grow back, by the way, if her arm is incinerated or something. She could technically work out and get the most results in the fastest amount of time because her muscles will continuously repair themselves. Even if her skull is disconnected from her spine, she can heal from stuff like this. But you get the idea. It's hard to knock her out because of her healing. The standard Wolverine-centric stuff. When you have super strength, super speed, reflex like this, you technically don't need fighting, but she actually has fighting ability to be able to use guns and stuff if she needs to. When it comes to her raw skills, she's not just slice and dice. Black Widow said she's one of the best. Got aim to where you can get headshotted from way off. She even performs tricks with Gambit's staff, so she can use other melee stuff other than just her claws. She's fought off Nightcrawler. She's good at throwing her sword with great aim. Part of this is skills knowing where to grab these taser things to use them against you, and gotcha. She's even a threat for symbiote type beings because of her speed and the fact that her claws don't give a crap how physically stronger you are than her. They really just don't give a crap. When it comes to resistance, she's resisted Rachel's telepathy, Cable's telepathy, a character I have a video about on the channel. Emma Frost, one of the strongest telepaths, has problems reading her mind. And she technically doesn't have a scent. Like, bruh, say what? I mean, she's already strong enough to do superhuman stuff, super soldier tier-esque type of strength anyway, but her strength doesn't really matter because of these can harm beings that are literally star buster, planet buster, universe wielding type of characters. Like that time she cut World War Hulk's eyes, the Incredible Freaking Hulk. Same with Cho Hulk, Demon Magic-esque type beings. Like Belasco, the same being that taught beings like magic a thing or two. I mean, she's the type that'll just mess up your hamstring when she feels like it. A lot of her enemies also forget she has claws in her feet because they thinking she just like Wolverine. They would never guess that it's in her feet too. Even she says people forget she has them there. It comes in handy fighting the best of the best when you got this jump. Stab you with your foot. If she can cut characters like Hulk and Gladiator or Drags, you know humans are butter. And climbing stuff that's not Hulk and stuff is easy, since if they can cut Hulk, of course they can cut a brick wall. She can't stand robots, slices them. Hey sharks, I'm just gonna hook into your belly and ride you up. You better act right. I mean, she's one of them berserker characters where if her adrenaline is rushing, she will fight when most of her flesh is off. Part of that is her healing factor. Part of that is just her extreme pain tolerance. It's like when you're used to regenerating, you just have to get used to pain tolerance. Y'all remember that time she fought Jubilee, Gambit, and Wolverine all at once when she was like in some berserker triggered type of madness? Like, this is actually crazy when you see all of this. Girl, remember who you are. Of course, she was bloodlusted and they probably wasn't bloodlusted, but it's still impressive. Even while missing an arm, if she's triggered enough, she will take on all of y'all, an entire facility of soldiers. Y'all are not ready. Notable battles like her fighting characters like Dakin, beings that's similar to her. She's one of Wolverine's biggest rivals, Sabretooth. She's gotten her fair share of battles with and can hang her ground with. Taskmaster, somebody that's definitely a super soldier tier type of character. She's got her fair share of battle with him, showing she can keep up with fighting speed, agility, all the good stuff, and kind of sleepy. And of course, this wouldn't be complete if she ain't fought the man, the myth, the legend himself, Wolverine. Logan, they gotta have these two savages fight each other from time to time. It just wouldn't be complete if a complete clone didn't fight the OG, just to show where they stack up towards each other, so she is comparable to Wolverine. To some degree, even if you want to say Wolverine has the edge, the gap isn't astronomical. So they're still in the same tier, even if you think Wolverine's above her. So it doesn't matter. Ha! And even Lady Deathstrike, that's more concrete evidence for you about where she belongs. Like I said, her strength doesn't matter because the claws allow her to face beings way out of her tier. And it matches up because she's just like Wolverine and Wolverine does the same type of crap. I shouldn't have to show you all the BS Wolverine's done against beings that's way out of his tier, but he can still do fatal wounds. I'm talking about piercing all the way through their skin, through their muscles and their bones with his freaking claws. Even Thanos has been pierced by Wolverine. So yeah, the claw, like his strength doesn't matter if the claws or her claws can pierce almost anybody in Marvel anyway. So when it comes to tiers, it's like whatever tier Wolverine's in, she should be in that tier by default. And this is what Wolverine would be based on Captain America's opinion on the different tiers of the beings he's fought. She's in the augmented strength, highly skilled section, and the other sections were pretty interesting on how Captain America labeled the different entities in Marvel. Old school Black Panther, Crossbones, she would be considered above those, above Punisher physically because he's not enhanced with nothing, but he's still strong too. Beings that don't need fighting skills, she's not up there with them, but she still can harm them. This is Captain America's tier list. So this kind of should apply for X23 too. I mean, what do you expect from somebody that can be turned into a skeleton from a crazy type of explosion and was walking after that crap? This might be big controversy for Wolverine fans, but hey, there's the one saying it's not me. It's evidently stated that her healing factor surpasses the original Weapon X, aka Wolverine. Hey, I'm not the one saying this. Wolverine said this, that it's better than his healing factor. X23's healing factor is, hey, but that's not my fault they said that. That awkward moment when you just stab yourself in the head with your own claws and fall out, but you can still survive such BS like that, let you know her healing factor is crazy, and her enhanced senses, she can smell lies or whatever, can tell you're a vampire, can hear heartbeats, using sound and piecing stuff together like on some Sherlock Holmes stuff, deductive reasoning, just from the sound alone. Depending on her suit, like this Wolverine Epic suit, she can see heat signatures, so that's awesome. She can still technically fight you even if you're invisible, thanks to her senses, whether it's enhanced hearing or smell or sight. All that stuff put together, she can fight beings like this thanks to her senses. She can even tell if you're bluffing because of a multitude of one of her different senses working in tandem with one another. Lies, smell, all that stuff works to her advantage because of heart beating, all that good stuff, senses. But what do you guys think? Do you think she's a beast? I definitely believe she's above super soldiers when it comes to threat level, but when it comes to physicals, I would say their muscles are quite similar, but she's way more of a threat thanks to these being able to cut Thor, Hulk, Drax level beings. Not to mention her healing factor's a lot better than his or super soldiers in general, so it's harder to put her down and keep her knocked out at least, or don't even think about trying to kill her. And then she got stuff protecting her skeleton, the adamantium, so that makes her even harder to damage too. I do believe characters like Spider-Man are way stronger than her, but she can still give him some issues thanks to those claws. There's one good stab in the gut is all it takes, and she's definitely fast enough to keep up to some degree. But physically, yeah, Spider-Man got the advantage over her. But yeah, them claws can kind of be an equalizer. But what do you guys think? She's definitely a threat and is comparable to Wolverine. But what do you guys think? Do you think she gets the respect she deserves? Did you know she was this strong and fast? Did you know you basically have no choice but to respect them during claws? You got to get out of her way if she's coming with you with that berserker rage. But respect X23. Before I get going though, thanks for the donations, guys. Respect X23. I'm glad you are enjoying your time on the channel. Make sure you check out the playlist on the channel to see other How Strong videos. If you like what this channel is offering, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys later.